You know what we're talking about today?
What are we talking about today?
We're talking about a big life event that happens to almost everybody.
And it happens about this time of year, actually.
It's about this time of year.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the time where this happens.
Yeah.
You walk and you grab something and you shake a hand and you say, thank you very much. And then you go forward onto your life. You graduate.
To life.
To life.
To life. To the rest of your life, whatever the fuck that may be.
So, exactly. So what we're doing is we're covering scenes from the past. We're rewinding it back to our favorite graduation scenes from movies, TV, stuff like that.
Or just full-on episodes or movies that
are
happen to be
based
around graduation and high school and the end of high school days and all that good stuff. There's a lot.
You saying that right now, all I could think about is the Vitamin C song, the graduation song. As we go.
Oh my god.
We reminisce. That was so big, like, and I mean,
that
gosh,
and Wind Beneath My Wings was a fucking huge one.
Are the wind.
Oh my god.
And then the Green Day one.
Oh yeah.
Not Do You Have the Time, but I hope you had the time of your life.
Which is really sad to me because never mind, I won't even say.
What?
We played that at a friend's funeral.
Well, it's kind of a funeral song.
It kind of is.
I mean, even any kind of you could be graduating from life to death.
That's
right?
true. That's true. You're moving on.
You're moving forward in your life.
You know what? It looks cold out there, but it's fucking not.
They can't see outside.
Fucking jacket. I'm John.
I'm Brittany. We didn't even say our name.
No, not at all. And welcome back to
Random Rewind. Or actually, let me say it how I do it in my stories. Random Rewind. Random.
I always forget that's your voice,
it's my
in
voice.
the fucking TikToks. Yeah, that's awesome. We should probably include that in the freaking intro
Random
for YouTube. You need to send me that audio clip.
Random
I'm just gonna rip it from fucking
Rewind.
TikTok.
Random Rewind. Random Rewind. That's us.
Yeah. So I was supposed to graduate high school.
Did you not graduate high school?
In 1995. I took my GED.
Yeah. That's not the same.
I know. I went to graduation because I had friends that were there.
So you went, but you didn't do the whole thing. You didn't have a capper down, and you didn't move your little tassels
No, I
to
didn't
one side.
I didn't even go to the graduation for college.
Do you regret it?
You know, I don't know. Maybe
not having pictures.
Maybe
or
a little bit.
Not
yeah.
going through it. And
Yeah,
you didn't even do your college graduation?
No, I didn't do my college graduation. I really didn't.
Did you go to prom?
Yeah, I went to prom.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I went to prom my junior year.
Well, that's
not
junior
my senior.
prom.
Yeah.
You didn't go senior year.
I did not go to senior.
I only went once. I went senior year.
Yeah.
I hated it, but
Yeah,
I
it was
still
okay.
went. You had to go. You
It was
have
okay.
to. It has to be a part. I didn't have a date.
Oh, I had a date from Hart High School.
Oh, from a different high school.
Yeah.
You can bring other people
You
to
could,
proms.
yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you didn't graduate. Well, you did graduate.
I did graduate. I got my GED.
But you haven't done the whole ceremony,
No,
take
fuck
the
no.
walk, speech, valedictorian
Yeah, you know, you
speech.
say pictures and all that stuff. I don't know that my parents would have went.
You don't think they would have went to your graduation?
They didn't go to anything of mine. Anything. Football games, nothing.
That's different. A graduation.
I don't know.
I'm really sure they would have went.
Yeah. So,
Regardless if they were going or not, you weren't doing it for them. This was your moment. You were
Yeah, I didn't really
finished.
give a shit. I was so done with fucking school.
I know,
so I was
I'm the same.
18 in my senior year.
So you didn't
So
even
I was
have
able
to go.
No, I signed myself out of school so many times.
I'm so jealous of that.
And then one of my teachers pissed me off, which was unfair because he was probably one of the nicest teachers I had.
Mm-hmm.
He was my English teacher, and I went off about a paper that I wrote. I put a lot of time and effort into this.
He didn't like it.
And he didn't like the fucking paper. I got a shit grade. I put a lot of effort into this, and I usually don't because I really enjoyed the topic.
The one time you tried.
Yeah, and I got a shit grade on it. And that's what kind of pushed me over the edge.
You're
So
like,
I went to the
"Fuck it, I'm
principal's
out."
office, and I'm like, how do I fucking get out of this goddamn school?
Yeah.
They brought the English teacher in. How can we change this? How can we blah, blah, blah? I'm like, I'm
But you already made up. You were like, I'm out.
I was
I'm
already
out,
kind
I'm
of
out, I'm
there
out.
because I was signing myself out for
I mean,
every other day.
But that's the thing is you could sign yourself out for
Yeah.
anything when you're 18, right?
They're like, yeah, that's not your parents' signature. I'm like, I'm 18. I can sign it whenever the fuck I want.
I'm leaving. So, okay, see,
Which was a stupid decision, by the way, in hindsight.
No, for
but,
sure.
Yeah,
I was just going to say, I didn't have the luxury of signing myself out, but I just ditched school.
I ditched a lot in 10th grade.
So
Holy
how
shit.
it worked
110 days.
how it worked at our high school is if you missed 4 periods, they would
Yeah.
call home.
Oh.
So we would miss first, second, and third, and then we'd show up to 4th.
Yeah.
And it was funny because a lot of the time the person I was ditching with, we had the same 4th period, and she would sit there and go, Brittany, you it says here you were absent. And I'm like, what? All 3 periods I wasn't here? And then she'd be like, so-and-so, you weren't here either. And we're all like maybe she didn't know, but And almost every day she would say, oh, you guys, it wasn't marked here. I'm like, wow, that's so weird. I wonder why it wasn't marked here. I ditched all the time. And then auto class, you take auto because you can leave to pick up your car.
That's the fucking trick. That's the fucking trick.
And then you just never come back.
So I had Photoshop before Photoshop.
I was like, Photoshop,
I have photo before lunch and
Uh-huh.
auto after lunch. So you can
So you
take
just
the camera
leave.
and leave during photo.
Uh-huh.
And not come back till the end
And
of
just
auto.
not come back till after auto. See, that's how we got out though, because we could go out the auto, go pick up our car, then we're supposed to bring it back in and work on it.
Yeah. But you can just leave the fucking parking lot.
But I just go to, and I get my teacher shit too. I'm like, hey, you want something for Starbucks? He's like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, we would leave and go to fucking Hollywood. We'd go to fucking Reseda and go get lunch.
We went to Burger King.
Yeah,
that's what we weren't doing anything exciting on our.
We'd go far.
And that's what I'm saying. Like in hindsight, it was so stupid because what I was doing instead of going to school.
Yeah.
Was literally sitting in the Burger King parking lot.
Oh, I know, doing jack shit.
And then you're scared because you're like, someone's gonna see me. I never got caught.
Which brings me to my very first fucking movie, because this kind of ties right into it.
It goes into the whole...
Is fucking Dazed and Confused. Dazed and Confused talks about the last day of fucking school.
That's true. That is
the last day of fucking school. That is the premise
thing.
of last day of school and all the bullshit and shenanigans everybody fucking goes through that last day. So many fucking side stories all tie into that.
It's just all into
the one party at the fucking very end.
It is the one.
It is their last day of school. Yeah.
Oh, I miss school.
And they're going after the 8th graders who are going to be fucking 9th graders the following year with the fucking big old paddles to fucking beat the shit out of them.
I feel like that's gone. Or you know what I mean? Like
the hazing?
Not hazing as a whole, but yeah, I mean, I never had to do it. Like, when you were a freshman, were seniors, like, fucking with you? I feel like they didn't care at all. Like,
not really. That felt really exciting. Like, I would not want to go to that high school. Holy shit.
But Dazed and Confused was based in what
1976.
Time? In the 70s.
The year I was born.
So, that's what I think, like, back in the day, they kind of, like, that was tradition.
The mentality.
That was the mentality.
Yeah. And they did such a good... So when I watched this movie, it was 1993, I think it was when it came out. When I watched this movie for the very first time, I thought it was an old movie until I realized the actors who were in it. I'm like, wait, they're not that old.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
It took you a second to kind of figure out,
They did such a good job making it look like an actual 70s movie. The way, the graininess of the film, all of it, the warmth of the camera.
So you're like, this is legit.
It felt like a 1970s fucking movie. Yeah.
It looks like a 1970s movie.
Right.
The car wash. Oh
my God, the car wash.
Lucas is in that movie.
Who?
I know his name's not Lucas, but Lucas from Empire
Rory played Ron Slater. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he did. I mean, there's such a good cast in that fucking movie. Such a big cast in that fucking movie.
And it's a cool movie too. It's just a great movie. Oh my, is that in that's when what's his face? Why am I drawing a blank? Matthew McConaughey. Is that when he goes?
All right. That's all
right. And he said they keep getting young, or what does he say?
Yeah. See that I keep getting older, but they just stay the same.
Stay the same age. You're like, Matthew.
But dude, that does not hit the same, brother. It doesn't hit the same
now, but it's so iconic, or it definitely.
But I knew that dude. I knew that dude in high school.
That dude.
Coming into the high school in his fucking truck, and he graduated like 5 years ago.
And you're like, what are you doing here? Or if they show up to the party.
No, he's picking up his fucking girlfriend.
I know.
It's fucking so weird. I knew that dude.
Guess who had boyfriends who were not in school with them? Me.
It wasn't me.
I was getting picked up.
I'm gonna go with you.
I was getting picked up by, the older people, and it's like, but then you go to the party, and it's like, so-and-so's here from, graduated like 6 years ago. It's like, what are you doing here?
Why
this
are
is a
you,
high school party.
Why are you here?
Like, and you get a grace period. I would say, you're 18, 19, 20, like once you're 21, you can't go to high school parties anymore.
I think that's time to move on,
right?
man.
Like once you're of age, it's like if you could go to a bar, you go to the bar. Like you don't have to.
Stop coming to the high school party,
Don't
homie.
go to the high school party
because you're a predator at that point.
Yeah, there's a line, and it's
kind of fucking creepy.
And that's before the internet, because nowadays,
a
kid would post a picture, and then a parent would see it, and then it would fucking
phone
explode.
cameras, none of that shit. We had fucking flip phones.
Yeah, and they kind of had cameras on there, but
no,
everything's
not ours. Ours are old AT&T fucking bricks.
What's it called? The Nokias.
Yeah, that was a few years
one.
later.
My first one was a Nokia brick. And then it went up from there. Gosh, I miss those old phones. And we had to text
I have one. I'll bring it to here. It's like this big.
What are we gonna do with it? Throw it at something?
It's a brick. You can probably break the fucking screen with it.
That's the only thing we should be doing with that phone is
it's a door jam holder.
We need to throw it and see if we can break something with it. That we need to test the strength of the phone.
It'll probably go through that fucking window.
Well, I don't want to break the. We'll get a window we can break. We should do a bunch of shit and we'll throw the phone at it and we'll see how
which one takes effect harder, the phone or the item.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sounds like a great time.
Sounds like a good time.
Throwing phones at
what do you guys want us to throw a fucking Nokia brick phone at?
We have to find it first. That's the thing too.
No, it's probably in one of these drawers.
Oh, it's like
yeah, it's
nearby.
Right there.
Where it is.
It's close. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a pager here too.
Oh my god, a pager.
Yeah, it's right there.
So like your pager's like, hey, hanging out with teacher, like.
Yeah, I didn't have one of those fancy pagers.
Okay,
that was somebody else's. Yeah.
What? Oh, you stole somebody else's pager?
I think it was my mother-in-law's or something. She gave it to me a while back because it was the kind that you can kind of scroll through and do the letters right on
I never had a pager. I don't know how they work. I knew what they were and I understood the concept, but I was never old enough.
Oh yeah, so somebody would ping you from a payphone.
And then they would say like.
It would say, call me, or it'll say 7-Eleven, or it'll say whatever.
I was gonna say, wasn't it fun stuff? Like you could put like 134s, like I love you, or 143.
Yeah, we really didn't do any kind of private messages, stuff like that. It was more like where everybody's gonna go. Where everybody's gonna meet.
7-Eleven?
Yeah, we'll meet you at 7-Eleven. We all knew which 7-Eleven.
That's kind of boss though. Yeah. Like just getting it.
Mickey D's.
Yeah, just looking at it, be like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
And it's like no explanation of anything. You're just looking down, seeing it. Like,
it'll be a phone number. You pull over really quick, grab the fucking what do you call it? And it'll be
the call box. What do you mean? Grab the what really quick? A payphone.
Grab a payphone and make a collect call and say heading over, and that'll be the name. Instead of saying your name, please say your name, and just say real quick heading over, and just fucking hang up and go.
I'm on my way.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, had a baby, it's a boy. Had a baby, it's a boy.
It's a boy.
They put it all in the one line.
All in one line.
That was me though. I used to call my mom collect when I couldn't get a hold of her. So I'm like, Mom, get me up.
Yeah, exactly. How many of you guys remember collect calls? Oh my god. Oh fuck, collect calls. So just the fucking payphone in general. We saw one yesterday when we went to Solvang, but it was just the box. They removed the phone and everything. I'm like, that's fucking hilarious.
I like the box though. I like that they leave the box. I love that little bit of nostalgia of like, remember we used to stand in there and make phone calls?
Yeah, exactly.
I do remember that. It was a great time.
Yeah, 7-Eleven was our place to go to make calls.
That's so funny. 7-Eleven's like the spot. No, okay, but Dazed and Confused though, great high school movie, great coming of age movie. There is a graduation in there.
There is.
They do graduate onto their next level.
Yeah, which is just high and more high. The party at the end was so good.
I don't think people talk about this enough of like, they hype up your graduation, right? It's you're gonna graduate. It's when you're a senior for sure.
Yeah.
You're gonna graduate. Maybe it's because I took the lower classes and we never talked about college because they knew we weren't going. Like the school was just kind of like, meh.
No, I don't think that was a big focus. It wasn't a lot of schools.
And I didn't take APs, so I really don't think I did whatever I could to do less work. I was lazy. That's just what it was.
Yeah.
So then they're like, you're gonna graduate. So we do. You graduate, right? Then the next day you just kind of wake up and you're like,
now what? Yeah.
What do I do now? I've been doing the same thing for 13 years.
So for me,
and now what do I do?
When the day I took my fucking GED and I got that stupid certificate, it was almost a relief. Like I should have done this a couple years ago.
Oh no, honestly, for sure though.
Oh my god, I wish I went to or they have the fast track options. They had them back then too, where you can take your last year or two of
at the
high
community
school,
college.
At the community college and get both credits. They don't push that enough. Why the fuck not? Because the high school won't get any fucking money. That's why.
They need money.
Yeah.
That's why they also tell you to bring your kid to school when they're sick because that's fucking money for them.
Liam, he's missed a few days this year because it's elementary school and I don't give a shit and he's, whatever.
I mean, really, if he misses a day, what's going to happen?
It's nothing. Absolutely nothing. So they called us one day and they're like, hey, Liam's missing X amount of days. Would he like to come in this Saturday and make up 4 days? I'm like,
what?
Is it mandatory? Well, no. Why the fuck would I bring my kid on a Saturday so they can get paid?
It's for money.
For money.
So a principal right down the street from us just got fucking fired for that
shit.
I'm
just signed his name in. I don't give a shit.
We're
trying to tell the schools to break the law.
But then everyone also could be like, just homeschool. And it's like, yeah, that's true. That's an option.
It's an option, but I don't think that's what I'd like to do. I don't think I could.
No, I'm not knocking anyone that does homeschool.
No. More power to you.
To me, I don't send my kid to school for the education. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for the fucking socialization.
I send my kid to school so they can learn how to deal with people, so they can be in environment, so they can deal with different types of people. So when they grow up after they graduate, they have to navigate the world.
Yeah.
And since when you're in school, you get to see all different types of personalities, and you get to understand people.
Exactly. And your mind is open to a lot of different people, right?
Oh, yeah.
Not just one kind of person who you're being shown exactly this.
So, but I also get why people homeschool.
I do. I understand why people do it.
It's just not for
and
me.
we have a lot of friends that have homeschooled, and their kids are fantastic, but they are, not all of them, but some of them are a little bit socially awkward, and I'm gonna push that towards that reason why.
Yeah.
Even though they do have they have public events, they go with other groups, other homeschool kids, and they do a lot of that stuff.
Exactly, they go as groups and stuff.
But not all homeschool kids do that.
No.
Some of them just stay with their siblings, and that's all they see.
And that's it. And that's everybody, and it's like, but you gotta, to navigate through this world, you gotta be aware of all different walks of life.
Absolutely.
And education is so important, and I don't think education just comes from a book. I think education is being
real
in
life
it
experience.
and real
Right.
life and
Absolutely.
knowing that and being like, hey, this person's kind of difficult in my life. Instead of just shutting down, it's like, you know what? I had a difficult kid in my class before.
Right.
And these are the steps that I did to kind of, get over it, instead of like breaking down because you don't know what to do because you've never had that experience with people before.
Right.
So it's kind of like, I'm not sheltering my kid, but I also want them to be prepared for anything when it comes to when I do let them out into the world.
Absolutely.
When they're fly free, little birdie. Fly free.
I want them to be.
Don't fly too far.
I want them to have exactly. I want them to stay kind of close, kids.
Stay kind of close.
Yeah, my oldest son wants to stay close, so that's good. Because we went through all the colleges he wants to go to.
Yeah.
And he's really money conscious.
And he's also graduating, isn't he?
Next year.
Next year. Got it. Okay.
Next year. Yeah, this
close.
is don't grow him
I'm
up
sorry.
too.
I'm
Don't
sorry.
grow him up too fast.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, so we went through all the colleges that he wants to go to. We picked like a dozen of them, right?
Uh-huh.
And we're like, okay, well, he has good grades, but he doesn't do any extracurricular stuff other than his film stuff, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't have a whole lot to put on his application. So he wanted to he can't apply to USC and all those because he won't get in because he doesn't have all that extra curricular crap, right? So he's got all of his A's. That's great. But he needs to find a more simple school. So he's like, okay, maybe UCLA or any of those other schools. He decided he's going to go to CSUN.
Oh, okay. So it'll be close.
I'm like, why CSUN? And he's like, it's actually one of the top 10 rated film colleges in the United States.
Well, that's what he wants
and
to do.
It's CSUN, and it's close.
It's close by.
And I'm like, he doesn't want student loans. And I don't blame him because
oh my gosh,
Chauncey and I are
Smart.
still paying off our student loans.
Shut the fuck up.
No.
You're still paying
we're
off
still
your student
paying our
loans
student
when your
loans.
oldest child is about to be
Yes.
graduating school?
Yeah. It's
Holy
bullshit.
shit.
Both of us have the same amount owed by about $1,000 difference.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I didn't go to real college, so I don't know how that feels.
It sucks.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
I'm glad I didn't
sucks.
miss out on those student loans.
You dodged a bullet there.
Yay.
Yeah. Exactly.
I just started working. I went to community college for 20 seconds, but
I went to community college first. I went to COC and I really didn't like it.
It was fine.
It felt like high school again.
I was so over being in school.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to be in school anymore.
Right.
That's when I was like, I'm done with school.
It was the same kids from fucking high school for the most part.
For sure. For me, it wasn't because I moved towns.
because you came from up there, right?
I moved town, so it was all new kids. And I met some cool people there. And I was all about, I wanted to be an actor. This is when I didn't want to act. Actually, I took a class at COC called The Business of Acting.
Oh, sure.
And this teacher completely killed my dream. I've never been shot down faster. And it wasn't to me personally. It's when she was teaching the class and she goes, okay, so you have to get new headshots every 2 weeks. You need to bribe
every 2 what?
Dude, I don't know. She was nuts. She's like, you need to bribe your agency, your producers. You need to give them presents. You need to get this, that, this. I mean, for real, probably saying the real life, inside of how it was in Hollywood, because she was there and I wasn't.
Holy shit.
But as soon as I heard all this, I was like, dang, I just wanted to be on stage. I wanted to just act. I wanted to be,
Right. Yeah.
I had no idea this other stuff, and I am uninterested now, and I am checked out. I checked out. I said, my dream of being an actress is gone.
You're like, oh, look at my dream, and she's all...
Exactly. She blew it out.
Fucking
she was like, oh, yeah, welcome to reality. And honestly, though... Hindsight now, especially with everything we've learned recently about how the entertainment industry was in the fucking early 2000s, which would have been when I was in it. Cool. I'm glad I wasn't in that scene because I feel like
I think you would have been a good actress.
I think I would have been a great actress.
Because you're fucking all kinds of all over the place in a good way.
No,
Yeah.
but I'm glad I didn't end up in a Harvey Weinstein hotel room. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking
So
gross.
I'm
Harvey Weinstein is just one of how many?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Fucking doesn't. Do you think he's the only one? He's just the
by no
main
fucking means.
one.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what I'm saying is like I don't know. Was it a blessing? I don't know.
I don't know.
Now you can just do all media on your own, and here we are.
Yeah, here we are, exactly.
But when you were talking about Ethan's to get into college, what's that called? Application. It brought up one of my movies that I put down for graduation.
Oh,
which was Legally Blonde.
I fucking love that damn movie.
When she applies to Harvard, this is what fucking Ethan needs to do. Yeah. When she applied to Harvard and she made that fucking video, and it was exactly who she was, and like she put in all her shit, and then she even did the extra. She's like, "Oh, I'm great at this," and blah blah.
Yeah. She plays such the most bubbliest fucking, most awesome fucking character. It's a great fucking movie.
But it's how she does it so well because even in the beginning when she comes in,
well, the application was all, wasn't it scented?
Oh, the resume. The resume was scented.
Yeah.
And she's bubbly but she's not ditzy, right? Because she is getting to
she comes off as ditzy, but she's not stupid.
She's not stupid. Yeah. And she's going into the most prestige college ever, right? So it's like, they're saying, oh, it's California, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, okay. And then gets there and then gets fucking everything stacked up against her. Gosh, I know that fucking feeling. And then in the end, just comes out on fucking top because she was, she went into it to the wrong reasons because she wanted to be with Warren, that fucking asshole, whatever.
But there's always that douche in those
kind
of movies.
There's always some fucking
especially the high school
dude.
Movies. Yeah.
Like, how many douchebag men do we have to chase before we realize that, like, we should just be doing this shit on our own anyway? Elle Wood figured it out because she became a fucking lawyer. And she was their valedictorian in that class. Yeah. And that speech when she's like, it all comes full circle. It's a great movie. It's a great movie.
It is a good movie.
It's a great graduation time. She's like bubbly, but not too much. She's not ditzy. It just, that's a great graduation scene. That wasn't even my first one. That's like my 8th one.
Is it really?
But when you said that,
he
needed extracurriculars, I was like, hey, Elle Woods did that when she graduated from Harvard.
Reese Witherspoon plays that character really, really
nobody else could do
well.
it.
I don't think anybody else could have done it.
I don't think anyone could hit it.
I'm trying to think of another actress that would fucking be as perfect.
Maybe, but she hits it really good. And we might be biased because that's our time frame. You know what I mean?
I suppose so, yeah.
As opposed to our kids would be like, meh, could be anybody.
I mean, the only other person I could think of that could probably do a good job too, because she was at a prime at that point too, was shit. I can't think of her name.
Anna Faris.
She would work too. Drew Barrymore.
Oh, Drew Barrymore.
She would have worked because that was her prime of her
was
movie
that Drew Barrymore's prime, or was her prime fucking E.T.? Was she like?
No, I don't think her prime was when she was a little kid.
3 years old.
No, I don't think that was her prime. And E.T. is another one of those movies that I feel is over fucking rated.
I won't watch it. I'm terrified of it.
It's not scary.
I know it's not scary, and everyone's told me it's not scary, but I will not watch it because I'm so afraid of it.
It's a cute story. It's well done, I guess, for its time, but it's just overrated in my opinion. It's not like it's one of those movies that I'm gonna go, oh, we gotta go watch fucking E.T. today.
Who went on the E.T. ride at Universal Studios before it was gone?
Oh, I never went on that ride. Yeah.
They say your name at the end.
Do they really?
Yeah, you come in with a fake name because they give you a card or whatever, and you say your name, and it was always something you just make up. Like, I would be like, Flower. And then at the end of the ride, you are like floating. It's kind of like Peter Pan. Have you been on Peter Pan?
Yeah.
And there's like all the lights below you. Yeah. It's just like that. But they say your E.T. like says your name when you're going through the end.
You're flying over the city?
Yeah.
Okay.
So at the end, there's like an E.T. robot guy, and he would say everybody's names on the thing. Oh, that was like the big draw to the ride.
That's funny.
Also it's the 90s, so it's like the names are all like, it'd be like, draw nothing.
It's all fucked up.
But I was stoked hearing that.
Bend over.
I was stoked that as a kid, like when it said my name, I'm like, oh, is it what? Like how?
It's like at the end of fucking the Monsters Inc. ride. What's her name? The big slug, freaking.
The big slug. I'm trying to think. I went on it.
Wazowski. It's a live person actually controlling that thing, so it talks to you when you're riding by.
Oh,
they're
that's
driving
the
by.
best.
Yeah,
That's the best.
So it's a person controlling
I love
the mic.
that.
Yeah,
When they make comments about
about
the real person thing.
about people in the vehicle.
Oh,
yeah,
it's so funny. I could literally talk about theme parks forever, but we're not getting into that because we're talking about graduation. Because something else has popped in my head about, and that's very far.
All right, so I got a bunch of movies here, but I don't know if we can get into all of them. So I'm trying to pick like some of my
top
favorites.
What's like when you watched it, it hit you, right? Or it kind of like it made you feel feelings of emotions.
Well, one of my favorites is more of a college graduation or coming to graduation at some point.
That's okay. Same thing.
And it's a Ryan Reynolds movie.
Okay, which one?
It's Van Wilder.
Van Wilder. I was like thinking, and then when you say that, how many movies am I going through in my head?
It's probably because National Lampoons makes some fucking excellently stupid movies.
Yeah,
and that is one of the top, in my opinion. But it was so raunchy.
Everything was raunchy in that time. Like that's especially a college movie.
I literally wanted to vomit at the dog eclairs.
Oh, I forgot. I can't believe you triggered me right now. I can't believe you triggered me with that shit right now. I forgot about that fucking shit.
That was so disgusting. And then watching them all eat it. Oh.
I was fine until I forgot that dog part.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
Holy shit.
He rips into him so many times.
I know, but I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was fucking
They always had to have something, they had to throw in something disgusting.
That was, if you guys know, you know. If you guys don't know, I'm not going to describe it.
No, you don't want to know.
But you can watch the movie and you'll see what the fuck I'm talking about because it's funny as fuck. So the whole premise is of a dude that's been going to college for like, 8 years or something? 7 years?
Based on a true story.
Is it really?
Yeah, I don't know who was telling me it's based on a true guy.
I'll believe you. I'll believe it for sure.
I believe it too.
He was like king of the campus, right? Everybody knew who the fuck he was. He had a golf cart. He knew everybody. Some of the teachers. He pissed off some of the teachers. But the one teacher that he pisses off all the time actually is the one to encourage him to finally graduate at the end of all this, right?
It's always that one.
He's trying to pass the torch at the end of all this to the next
7 years or something in college?
Yeah.
Well, great. He's probably got a fucking master's now.
No, he's still working towards a fucking AA.
That would be me. Like, what classes did you take this year? Improv,
just a shitload of extracurriculars.
Did you take math? No.
No English.
Never gonna graduate.
No general education.
No. None of that. I'm taking the fun stuff.
Yeah, but it was a good movie because Tara Reid plays Gwen in that movie, and who's the
she's the hot one.
The love interest, right? But she's going out with who's the douchebag?
I don't know, but Kumar's in there, isn't he?
Kumar's in there. He plays Taj Mahal.
That's right.
That's such a fucking terrible name.
And he's like the assistant.
Yeah,
it's a good movie. It was a cute movie.
It was a great movie. I mean. There's a rivalry, and trying to take the girlfriend away from the douchebag that's in the fucking school. There's always that,
though. Every single high school movie, there's the hot chick, and then the dude, and then the rival dude, and it's very formulated out.
Exactly, yeah. And the one.
Let me guess. She ends up with Ryan Reynolds at the end.
Wow, who could have fucking guessed?
But he's technically not the underdog because it sounds like he's got everything stacked up for him.
Oh, he's not the underdog, but they make him seem like he's the underdog.
They make him seem like
because
the
the rich douchebag. Is it Richard Bag? Dick Bag.
Is that his name?
His name is Richard Bag. Richard Bag. So Dick Bag.
They're very subtle with their names.
Very subtle. Movie. Yeah, Dick Bag is his name. Fucking awesome.
Bag.
I remember she makes him a fucking smoothie or a milkshake drink for breakfast in the morning before he takes his finals. And she loads it up with fucking diuretic.
That's right.
So he shits himself in the fucking test.
Movie's fucked up.
Like, he goes running to the trash can and shits right in the classroom. Oh my god, it's
Which
so
is such
bad.
a trope. That's in it's funny that's in multiple movies. Like
it is.
That's a thing. It's let's poison you.
American Pie.
And A Million Ways to Die in the West.
And A Million
They fucking do it. And he's shitting in hats. Fucking Neil Patrick Harris is shitting in a hat.
That's right.
You can't have a movie
Shitbreak.
That time of the what?
In American Pie. Wasn't his nickname Shitbreak?
Yeah, but I didn't. I forgot how to talk. I never saw American Pie 1. I never saw the original American Pie.
That one's the fucking best.
I watched American Wedding a million times.
I like that movie, but nowhere near as good as American Pie.
Well, because I didn't start with the first one. My friend had the third one, and guess what we did?
We watched the third one.
Rewatched the third one. So I kind of figure out the dynamics.
It's funny as fuck.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Because it's a high school party.
And
again.
Tara Reid's in it. She was like such the party. She was like such the hot chick for a while.
She
and
was
then
that
went
girl
party.
in all movies, right? She was that same girl. That was her typecast role.
That was her role.
Yeah.
And it's not that bad.
No, not at all.
It's not bad to
but
cast
then,
at the hot chick.
But then that was it.
What I'm gonna jump into?
What?
The movie that has multiple graduation parties.
Multiple
graduation parties, because every time he passes a grade, he gets a party.
Oh. I know what you're talking about. I do. And he makes the fun. I feel it's this movie I'm thinking of. He makes some of the funniest fucking movies.
I think so, but now I want to know if we're talking about the same movie.
You're talking about an Adam Sandler movie.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. We're on the same page.
Okay, go for it. Yeah.
I'm talking about Billy Madison.
Great fucking movie.
Great fucking movie. One of my all-time favorites when I was a kid. I watched it over and over and over and over.
You imagine going back to elementary school as a fucking adult? Fucking stupid.
I love it, but I love that he's just like all chill with them. He's like, hey, what's up? You want to come over? Like,
this is a party with a bunch of fucking kids.
I got a pool. Yeah, but you know that
But he's a kid.
But you would be bringing your kid to that party, because I would.
Because he's mentally a fucking child.
Yeah, but I would still be going to his house.
But that's what I'm getting at, though. He's mentally a child, so you wouldn't think of him as an adult.
You don't, and I think that's the whole premise of it. You kind of don't. You're like, he's just a big kid,
He's a big
he already went through school just fine. His dad paid his way through school,
right?
Which, I mean, don't do that. Shout out to Lori Loughlin. No, don't do that. Not a good idea.
Have some cigarettes waiting for you.
You can do it on your own.
Yeah.
And so, but every year or every grade that he passes, because he only has to go to the classes for every, I think, 2 weeks.
I think so, too.
So every time he
passes,
he gets a huge graduation party. So, I mean, he gets bands or swimming. It's every time is, I feel like, bigger and bigger and bigger.
Daddy's a multimillionaire, so he gets these crazy big fucking shindigs.
Huge shindigs.
Yeah.
And what it adds up to in the end is the final scene, which is his real graduation, where he decides now he's going to go to real college. Yeah. Which he could have at any time. I mean, his dad could have paid his way into college, but
at that point, yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
And then he decided that all that work was for nothing, because he's not going to take the company either, and Carl's going to have it. And,
exactly.
And so it was all for fucking nothing.
It was all for naught, yeah.
But it was a fun, wild ride to be on.
It was such a good movie.
So as far as graduations goes, that's one of my favorites. I that whole movie is great. I mean, Chris Farley and Norm Macdonald and Adam Sandler.
That crew of comics, right?
That
you
put them
together.
That
Veronica Vaughn.
That Veronica Vaughn. I want to be her for Halloween. That'd be fun.
Oh, that'd be good.
I could pull it off.
Sure.
They'd be like, "Who are you?" I'd be like, "Veronica Vaughn." I'm one piece of ice. He's like, "I would know." It's like, "No, you didn't." Yeah, but a guy I know. No, he didn't. Yeah, but could you imagine? Like, it's just so funny. And then just anything with Chris Farley is absolutely gold.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of my favorites of all time. That was my first, when he passed, that was the first time in my life where I, like, felt, you know, it, like, when somebody you don't know passes, it's weird to feel something, but I felt it for him when he passed. And that's such a great, I don't know, it's a good coming-of-age movie. It's fun. It's funny.
Oh, it's fucking
There's a bunch of fucking nonsense in it. Stop looking at me, Swan. So many great one-liners.
Looking at me, Swan. I'm like, I thought you were looking at something over there that I remember the line of the movie. I'm like, oh, what are you talking about?
I could quote that whole movie line to line to line. But great graduation scenes, awesome story, fantastic movie. One of my favorites, one of the best. So if you're graduating, watch it because it's fun.
It is fun. I mean, anything Happy Madison.
Oh yeah.
That whole production company.
Oh yeah.
Fucking good time.
It's great.
All of them. Mr. Deeds. I mean, all those fucking movies are so good.
Okay, but here's the question though. What about the ones now? You know how all the ones on Netflix? I feel the same way. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I want so bad.
Old school Sandler.
Well, but you know why? Because he kept his... I don't blame him for this. He found a formula. That formula worked. It worked in all the movies. It worked in fucking Billy Madison. It worked in Happy Gilmore. It worked in Big Daddy. And it's like that same formula of this down and out dude, and then his coming of age story. You know, it's just a hot chick and blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
wedding singer. It's always the same.
Yeah, it's always the
formula.
same story. Yeah. They kept it going over and over again.
But adding, you know, having the jokes and having the different people and having comedians like that creates the whole vibe of it, which I think he's tried to do now again, or kind of like recreate that same thing, but it just doesn't hit. I don't know. I watched that hubby one. Did you see his Halloween one that on Netflix?
No.
And I felt really old because he's doing an accent kind of like how he does on Little Nicky, But man, I cannot understand any. And Little Nicky I can watch with no problem, and I understand him. But this voice, I'm like, we had to turn on captions because I'm like, I'm so old, I can't understand what Adam Sandler is saying because he's talking in a whatever, and I couldn't understand him. We had to turn on freaking subtitles, so it really kind of drew me out of it because I feel like he was just, and he kind of like throws everything that used to work, like throws it back in the pot. But it doesn't hit the same.
No, it's not
going to hit the same. It hits and I mean, he's had a great career and nobody's knocking anything he's doing, but it's like, it's not going to hit the same.
It just doesn't feel the same.
It's just like,
it doesn't feel the same.
I haven't I've watched The Simpsons every night, but I have not watched a new Simpsons episode since season like 11. You know what I'm saying? I just go back and rewatch that same one over and over and over, and that's my own fault. It's probably why I'm on a podcast about nostalgia. Because I just like to rewatch everything. What's wrong with you? I'm like, I like new stuff, but I really like the old stuff.
I really like the old stuff. I like what I'm comfortable with.
Exactly. But I thought Billy Madison we might have hit one of the same
I honestly didn't think of that movie, like, at all. So now that you did, it's a great fucking pick.
It's a great one.
Yeah.
It's great for school. It's a school movie, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny.
It is.
Stay here. Stay as long as you can.
Yeah, I can't wait to go to
high school, Billy. He grabs his face.
Stay here. Yeah. You don't
I
realize.
dare you to touch her boobs. That's assault, brother. I double dare you. Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. Like I said, I need to stop because I could quote Billy Madison all day. My entire brain, for some reason, just only works in Billy Madison quotes. I like media. Okay, what's your next one?
This one?
Superbad? Wait a second.
That's last day of school. Again.
It's the last day of school?
Yeah,
that
for graduation. They're talking about graduating. They're talking about graduating. They're both moving on to different schools.
I forgot they were seniors.
Yeah, they're moving on to different schools. And it was the last party of the year.
I love
They're trying to go to the last party of the year.
When that girl dances on his leg and leaves that period blood spot.
Oh, it's fucking hilarious. I mean,
that's just one of those memorable moments.
I can't think of, other than maybe like Wolf of Wall Street, I think is what it's called. I can't think of a Jonah Hill role that I didn't like.
You didn't like him? I didn't see him in Wolf of Wall Street.
He had these like super bright white teeth. They put on him like these veneers.
His veneers were too white.
Yeah, he was like, I think he was he worked at a diner and he tried to have him prove how much he made. And when he did, he's like, I quit my job right now. I'll come work for you.
Yeah.
And he did. And he kind of plays a douche role. And I don't know. It just didn't.
That's interesting.
It doesn't fit his.
I need to see that because I've never seen Wolf of Wall Street, but I love Jonah Hill. I've always been a Jonah Hill fan.
It's a good movie. Wolf of Wall Street's a good movie. But, if you like that type of movie.
Superbad is great.
Superbad's fucking hilarious. McLovin. I mean, you can't go wrong with McLovin.
Like, there's only one name on it. It's just McLovin. And the cops. What's his name? Seth Rogen.
Rogen and what's the other dude's name?
Bill Hader.
They're
so great as cops.
Officer Fogel and Officer Slater. Or Officer Michaels. Michaels and Slater.
They take like McLovin under their wing.
The car, they're doing all kinds of stupid shit. And Jules, shooting the gun.
Emma Stone's in it. Emma Stone, she's the love interest.
And when he fucking headbutts her, when he goes in for the kiss. Oh no, I don't think you I think I fucked it up, blah, blah, blah. They go in for a kiss again and bam! Nails her, breaks her nose.
And then these were so funny. And you know what's so great about when these movies came out is I feel like I was that age or I was just... When did this one come out?
This is 2007.
That's what I thought. So this came out a year after I graduated high school. So it was cool to kind of be like, to watch this and be like, this is my time or this is my same...
Oh yeah, for sure. This would have been your.
And we were doing that. I mean, I didn't need to have a fake ID to get alcohol, but
yeah, I didn't either.
But I was on the Jules end of it. I was like, I want to get drunk, and then you just show up, and hopefully everybody else brought it.
Yeah, exactly. So I used to work at the Chevron station is up here off of.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Well, it used to be a mobile station. I worked there.
Okay.
And next door was a 7-Eleven. The guys at 7-Eleven, this is what I was in high school. The guys at 7-Eleven always thought I was 21 for some reason.
So you could just
because I had a mustache and a goatee. And they thought I was 21.
So you could just go in there.
We'd buy kegs. All kinds of shit. We'd take kegs up to the
John's here again. Get the kegs.
Yeah, they have kegs in the back. So we'd go buy a keg and take it up to the falls and have parties.
Oh, that's the best.
It was a great time.
Yeah, I mean Everyone, usually we'd find somebody older to buy it for us, but the fact that you could go in and buy it, like, that's awesome.
Fucking awesome, dude.
No, it's not. No underage drinking. But over the weekend, we played, What Do You Meme? Which is like cartoon humanity with pictures. Yeah. And I fucking killed it. I was like, I won, and everyone was so pissed off. Like, I never felt more bad for winning. Because I was like, I said I won. Everyone's like...
You know,
can we go for second place?
Someone watches too much fucking YouTube.
I'm like, can I please get a congratulations or like good job?
They're like, no.
Or something.
They're like, go somewhere, like, no. Go to another room. We're gonna play without you.
Yeah, pretty much. So then I was out, and then I went for second place. But I'm like, you know what? I get excited when I win. I'm like, can anyone say congratulations? They're like, nah, we didn't win. We're very competitive in our house, if you haven't noticed.
We get competitive when we play games. And Chauncey loves playing card games.
Me and her should start like
you guys should.
A card game.
You absolutely should.
Game night. Because I would do it every day.
And just fucking
we don't have to do it every day. But I mean, if we did once a week game night, we should totally do that.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd be down. I would even do legacy type games where they have to fucking like continue like.
Oh, just continue the game on?
Well, no one's ever down.
No.
Like even any kind of game that has more than 3 rules, everyone's like, Have you
ever played a game like Risk?
No, but I'm down to do it. I'm down to.
That game can take a long
And I'm okay with that.
And the more people you have, the more fun it is, obviously.
Yeah, so that's harder. So we need people that don't have short attention spans, which is me.
Which is kids too, right? Kids don't want to be there.
I'm not doing it with kids.
No.
I don't got time. I want an adult game night where we can play Among Us as adults.
That sounds good to me. That sounds good to me.
That's what I do anyway, just by myself. I want to do it with other people.
Or what you got next?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, you know, I already know. I don't even need to look it up because I memorized my list.
Sure.
Okay, this one is right after graduation.
Right after graduation.
Right after. There's a party. There's a graduation party. And the most epic thing happens and the most epic song plays. So, our little Scotty from Eurotrip.
Oh my God. Because Scotty doesn't know. Holy shit.
So poor little Scotty gets broken up with.
That is such a good fucking film.
At graduation. And then he goes to the graduation party that he doesn't want to go to because he's heartbroken.
Yeah.
And Matt Damon.
They wrote a fucking song for this movie.
It's so good.
And it's so good.
Such a good song.
How many of you guys have heard this fucking song, Scotty Doesn't Know?
Everybody should know. I mean, anyone that was alive in this time has to know this song.
Yeah.
And I think that came out more like 2004, 2005. I'm not exactly sure, but and then literally he's playing the song, right? He goes, Matt Damon, who's not the lead singer, but he's doing it for the movie. He's like, this is for my #1 girl, Fiona.
Yeah.
And she runs past Scotty, and then, you know, everyone's like, woo! And then the song, Scotty doesn't know that Fiona and me. And it keeps cutting back to Scotty, and his face is just like...
So good.
And she's like, did it on his birthday. And he walks away.
So fucking bad, but so fucking hilarious.
It's so funny. It's a good movie. It's a fun movie. Michelle Trachtenberg's in it. Meh.
Oh.
But
the twins.
It's not cute. That part was not cute. I don't like that.
That was kind of weird.
It was weird.
Yeah. And like they could have done without that scene, honestly. It was kind of fucking weird.
They have to because it was the early 2000s, so like, you know, they throw that shit in there.
Yeah.
They're like, we need to be edgy. Matt Damon singing that you've been fucking this dude's girlfriend is edgy enough. And that song is right. I still have that song on my fucking playlist.
Oh yeah, it was like #1 fucking on the charts that year. So
probably
that month,
I
it came
have
out.
Lustra or something is the band that really does it, and it still comes up on my thing.
Scotty doesn't.
I'll be walking like Scotty doesn't know that Fiona and me doing in my van every Sunday.
Yeah,
tells her she's at church, but he doesn't go.
You know the fucking lyrics.
Because he's on her knees and Scotty doesn't know. I tell you, I listen to this song at least once a week.
Oh no, that's a great fucking movie. Great ending on it.
His face though, that's my favorite part, and I love what's his name? Scott. His name's Scott in real life?
No, yeah, his name is Scott in real life.
That makes it even better.
Right?
Oh, I didn't know that. That's so great. Okay, so
Scott
poor Scott.
McLausick?
He's a great actor when they shoot back to his face and what would you do in that scenario, right? Your girlfriend just breaks up with you.
I think my jaw would be on the fucking ground, dude.
And now you just found out that your girlfriend who broke up with you has been cheating on you with this dude, and there's a fucking song written about it.
Yeah.
And they keep that song throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great. And the best friend's like, this band fucking rocks.
Exactly.
Oh, it's so good. It's my favorite. I know it's not talking about graduate, but he does. He graduates and then he goes to see Mika and Jeremy, and he goes on a Euro trip.
Yeah.
But he can go because he graduated from, it's that last summer. It's that last summer before being a real adult.
Yeah. It's that summer abroad.
The summer abroad.
Yeah, we're gonna
I want to go. Did you ever go on overseas backpacking thing? A lot of people do it right after high school.
No, we were fucking broke. We had to do shit like that.
Me
We're
too.
gonna send Liam on, or Ethan on one.
You should send your children.
We're gonna send Ethan on one.
I'll go.
Yeah.
Be like,
we might join him. We might join him. Yeah.
Like, we'll go to a shot. I know my oldest I want to go to Japan. I said, I want to go to Japan.
I think we're going to Japan.
That's where you're gonna go.
Yeah, I think we're gonna take him to Japan. We're either gonna send him to Europe on one of those trips on his own, so that way he can experience it, or we're gonna take a family trip.
All by
to Japan.
himself.
But I think Chauncey's gonna go to Japan.
I want to
Chauncey wants to go to Japan. We all wanted to go to Japan.
Yeah, who doesn't want to go to Japan?
Nobody.
I'm down.
Ryan's in Japan.
Right, is he?
Right now, they flew his ass to the aircraft carrier that he's on is docked in
Japan?
just north of Nagasaki.
That's cool.
I
He
think
needs
that's
to send us little videos. We'll have
they were lost walking around fucking
little cousin
southern
quarter.
Japan.
Be like, here's Ryan in fucking Japan.
Exactly.
Randomly, okay, Navy.
Him and some of his buddies were walking around. They were lost because everything's in Japanese.
Everything's Japanese.
And they only have text and talk on their phones. They don't have any internet access, so they can't translate shit.
Gosh, jeez, that sounds like a ride. That sounds great.
Yeah,
what an experience for him.
Yeah,
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to go to Japan. I'm like,
yes,
you want to go to Japan?
You want to go to Japan?
I'm like, what a story to tell your fucking grandkids.
That's what I mean.
You know
Just
what I mean?
for the story, it's
that
worth
alone,
it.
I'm like, you get to travel the world because you're Navy.
Oh yeah,
that's fucking awesome.
Anytime
all Navy get to travel the world,
no.
So that's very fortunate of him to be able to do.
My grandpa joined the Navy to be by the ocean, and they sent him to Texas.
Right.
So,
but that's exactly it. Not everybody gets to.
You don't know
travel.
where you're gonna go.
Yeah.
But if they send you to Japan, fucking cool.
You go to fucking Japan.
You go to fucking Japan.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have a choice, but yeah.
Yeah, you don't. He doesn't have a choice.
You just go where they tell you to go.
I'm going. Like we know.
We know you're going. Yeah, I think that the aircraft carrier that he's on is on its retirement.
It's the last ride.
Yeah, so it's taking a tour around the world. So he gets to take a tour across a bunch of
free
countries.
World cruise.
And they end up in Bremerton, Washington is where they end up. That's where he's
from,
going to be
right?
based. No, that's where he's based.
That's where
he's out of Long Beach.
Oh my gosh.
He grew up in Long Beach.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really
That's so
fucking cool.
Yeah,
it's
I want to go traveling.
Pretty fucking
but I don't
cool.
want to join the Navy.
I don't want to join the Navy. But I mean, good on him. Good on him.
Good for him. And thank you for his service. You know, anyone who's served is like, thank you so much.
Yeah,
because
appreciate you.
We really do appreciate you.
All right.
That's a decision you make after you graduate. So what's your next graduation? Rewind.
So I'm torn.
Rewind. What are you torn about?
Between a couple movies this one or a TV show.
You want to speed run it and do two?
Well, I don't remember this movie as much as I know I watched it like 3 or 4 times, but I don't remember a lot of it. Is Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Okay.
And it's a great fucking end of high school fucking movie. It's also another one of those end of fucking high school movie.
End of high school movie.
Yeah. And it's a bunch of fucking stoners and it took place in 1982.
I don't think I've seen it. And they live in Southern California?
This is Southern California.
There's a band called Fast Times that dresses up like them and they play.
Because of that reason, yeah.
Yes, and they play the music. That's what I know, but I never seen the
movie.
movie.
Oh, and the soundtrack to this is fucking
really
excellent. Yeah, it's all good fucking old school rock.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like
I'm gonna have to watch it.
It's good. It's a good movie. But I don't remember a whole lot of scenes from it, but I remember the movie and I remember it all having to kind of surround around high school. The one scene that I remember has nothing to do with high school is one of the guys started working at a liquor store, like a 7-Eleven, and he gets fucking robbed. And this dude, fucking Sean Penn, comes in. He's, stoner bro.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, bro.
What's that,
he wants to use the bathroom, goes to the fucking back to the bathroom, and some guy comes in and tries to rob the fucking
thing while he's there.
Yeah. Then he comes out from the bathroom. You got no toilet paper back there, bro. And then the guy gets distracted and he throws coffee in his face and he beats the shit out of him and holds him hostage and that holds the guy by gunpoint because now he's arrested. So
wow.
Yeah,
wow.
It's a bunch of great fucking scenes. Yeah, it comes here. But there's a lot of fucking really cool, obviously it's a high school movie.
Yeah, well, it's high school.
Yeah, and it focuses around Sean Penn being such a fucking deadhead fucking stoner.
Did you have lockers in high school?
We did have lockers in high school.
Lucky.
I know.
Every time I see a movie with lockers, I'm like, oh, what a treat. We weren't allowed to have lockers.
We had lockers. One of them, my last locker I had for senior year, which I didn't stay for the whole year.
Yeah, you left halfway through.
I broke the lock on it so I can open it anytime I wanted to. Because who the fuck's going to take your school books? So I throw all my shit in
I
there.
don't know that life.
Yeah. I threw all my stuff in my car.
Do people go through lockers?
No.
We weren't allowed to have lockers because they
everybody
thought they're gonna have guns in them.
Yeah,
so
guns, drugs, all
we
that
weren't
other
allowed
stuff.
to.
Yeah.
They
So
had
many
it
drug
either
searches.
way. It's just was it in the locker? Or
it was
not?
in my backpack or in the car.
It's somewhere else. It's
Yeah.
here, especially where I went to high school. But yeah, we weren't allowed to have any.
Yeah, Ethan's school has lockers because he's at a
Nice.
private school, but they don't have locks on their lockers.
Yeah, they're not allowed to lock them.
They are, but no one does.
No one does.
Yeah,
because
like
who's stealing?
they have bike racks there, and no one locks their bike. I mean, it's just
that's
a
nice.
safe campus.
Seems
yeah.
like a fun environment.
Yeah, like you can bring a skateboard to school
And no
leave
one's
it there.
gonna.
No
You
one's
have to worry
gonna
about
take
it being stolen.
Yeah.
I don't know that life. I think everything's gonna be stolen every second of my life.
That's what it's like.
Because it was.
Yeah, Liam said that somebody brought a Switch to school on accident. I'm like, yeah, he's like, am I allowed to bring my? I'm like, no.
No.
I'm like, it's gonna
absolutely
either
not.
get taken from your fucking backpack or it's gonna get broken. One of those two things is gonna happen, and then you're out $400.
Dude, Adeline lost $1 at school once, and
Yeah.
she's still traumatized by it. It was like third grade. She's like, someone stole my $1.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just leave it out.
Yeah.
Dude, it's good. People are gonna. Kids steal. People steal.
Someone took his water bottle.
With
He
his
left
name on it. It all
his
says
name
like,
on it. It's got
yeah.
stickers all over it. It's got his name on it, but someone took it. It's not in Lost and Found.
Well, that's weird.
Oh, someone took his
Don't
water
steal
bottle.
a water
Why
bottle.
would you
It's one
steal
thing
his
to steal
water bottle?
money,
Yeah.
but like,
Or someone threw it away.
yeah,
But
maybe. But if his name was on it,
his
you
name
would
was
know
on
it's
it.
like, who's
full
this?
name, not even just like
oh, it says first and last name
Yeah.
and the classroom, but we don't know where
we
to
don't
take
know.
this.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's probably stolen
No.
or neglectfully thrown away. But I mean, that sucks.
Yeah, so like to this day, he's like, "Can I use this water bottle?" I'm like, I don't give a shit which
They
one he
get
used.
traumatized
Yeah.
though. He's probably traumatized because somebody stole his water bottle.
Yeah,
Poor
so
thing.
Yeah.
Now he doesn't want to take anything to school, but
Yeah.
don't take your Switch. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
they'll take their Switch. Yeah.
I wouldn't.
They have a new law at the junior high school that they're not allowed to pull their phones out at all.
Uh-huh.
Like at all during
None
the
at all.
not even at lunchtime or breaks.
Oh yeah, that's gonna work.
Oh yeah.
Like, good luck.
You can hide around the building and fucking use a phone.
Easy. We've all done it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's like rules.
Yeah.
We can get around those.
Okay, yeah. Ethan's school is not allowed to have phones
Out either.
But they do all the time. They have every game system you can think of fucking coming out.
And that's the thing too is I mean my kid doesn't go on her phone at school because she doesn't, but I mean
he
she
forgets it at
could
home all the time.
if she wanted to, but it's they're not. I don't know. It's not a big distraction. I don't think. If I had a phone in high school, I would have just been cheating on everything. I mean, I cheated on my tests, so I would have just had. I mean, I guess I did, but it was a fun way to like. If I had the internet now,
Oh right.
you could just be like,
Look up the question really quick. Yeah. It's on Quizlet. There you go.
yeah, like
Exactly.
it's like okay, I could do that. You know what I used to do?
Yeah.
Don't do this. It's cheating. For spelling tests, I would write a note to myself and put it in my binder that had the spelling words in it, but it was such like a crazy note that no one's reading it. But you know how you'd stuff on the front of our binders to make it look cute?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I wrote a note
Yeah.
that was like, oh, I love this note. And I'm like,
There's your answers. Yeah, exactly.
don't do it. Not good. Don't cheat.
Another one of my favorite shows, not a movie,
Got
a
it.
show.
I have a show.
I didn't even realize this until the show was coming to an end. It only aired for 4 years because they were in high school only for 4 years.
Oh, they
Was-
really kept to it.
Yeah, it was Saved by the Bell.
Oh, Saved by the Bell. Zach
Saved
Morris.
by the Bell, Zach Morris, which was
Oh, Zach.
impractical fucking high school scenario, obviously, because there was
But I
like
wanted
there
my
was like
high
10
school.
kids.
I know, but I wanted my high school to be like that, right? Like
Right. Oh,
I
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
it to be like that
You
when I got to high
followed
school.
these kids, but at some point in time watching it, you're growing up with this watching the show, like. Where are the rest of the fucking
Where's
students?
everybody else at?
Why is there only 2 cheerleaders?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Why is there only 1 basketball player?
Where's the football team? I don't. There's nobody here.
I'm really concerned about the school.
Well, with it because I guess they're circling on that one group of friends.
They are, but they don't.
I'm so excited.
They didn't do it like a lot of the TV shows where, like, in Gilmore Girls when she's in fucking high school, it'd be a whole class, whole school full of kids. A ton of extras,
But
right? They kept it to a small cast.
They kept it to their small, and I think it kind of worked that way.
It worked.
It made it.
It did. Kind of like that 70s show. Kept it to that small
You just
cast.
keep it to that little cast, and you just worry about what they're doing. Kind of like in real life, it's like you're worrying about what you're doing, and we need to connect with these characters. So it's like we can't bring in too many extras. Because we don't care about them. We only care
about the main characters.
We only care about the main character.
Yeah. I mean, Zach Morris was, now in hindsight, him and Slater were probably some of the biggest douchebags on this fucking planet.
If you watch it now,
yeah, you're like, holy shit.
It's almost one of those you can't watch it now.
You
remember it for what it was.
The amount of sexism in that
It's
fucking
so
show
bad.
is so
It's
fucking
so
blatant.
bad. It's
holy
honestly
shit.
It's bad, but we as society, I'm not gonna say we, but society let it get to a point where it was acceptable to be that bad.
Right.
Whereas I feel like now it's not acceptable to be that bad, so it's nice because it's a pullback, and I feel like it's a better place to raise my children that are girls, because it was blatant and it was a lot and it was all the time. But we didn't think anything different of it because it was always there. It was always right there.
Yeah, it was like, this is the norm.
It was the norm.
Yeah.
Even as a woman, I'm like, oh yeah, this is fucking regular. This is normal.
And that's unfortunate.
That's just the time we were in. Yeah. It's just where we were.
Yeah.
And now we're not there.
We grew and we evolved and we're better fucking people.
We're evolved as Pokemon and we fucking learned.
That's right. I am a Blastoise now.
I'm a Charizard. I'm Ash's Charizard though. Like, he's like, do this. I'm nah. I'm not doing shit.
I'm not doing shit for you. Yeah.
Like, I don't think so. Okay, speaking of TV shows though.
Yes.
This next one, it was a scene from it was such an epic scene. At least when I first saw it, it kind of like made me like shook. But Boy Meets World, graduation episode, Topanga asked Corey to marry him.
Yeah,
and to me, I was like, whoa, right. The first time I seen it, I was kind of like,
Boy Meets World was probably one of the better drama fucking TV series out there.
It was great
because it was still funny.
It was perfect.
The cast was excellent.
I could rewatch that a million times. I should be rewatching it. Yeah. I don't think my kids would be interested, but I would just rewatch it again. But when everyone stands up and they go to throw and they're like, yay, and she's like, Corey, will you marry me? And then we're like, oh, I'm like, first of all, Topanga, progressive. Yeah.
Right. Well,
love that.
She was pretty progressive the entire show.
Yeah. And then it's like, it was like, this epic thing of like, and it was literally moving into real life, like in the moment, right? They haven't even finished graduating yet.
Yeah.
And she's already thinking of that next step, which, but she gave up Yale for him. So.
That's a regret.
It's a regret.
I mean, that's one of those things, like you wake up 10 years from that point in your life and you're like, what the fuck did I do?
Well, but then as it continued and they had Girl Meets World, Corey and Topanga were still together. They had children. They were thriving.
That show didn't take off very well.
No, it wasn't as good.
Just like Saved by the Bell came back was a reboot. They brought a season 2. And
reboots are never as good.
No.
Except for Cobra Kai. Don't even say anything because we'll disagree. I already know. Cobra Kai's a great fucking show. Keep your mouth shut. Keep it shut. It's great.
It's so fucking basic. Oh my god, it's so fucking basic.
Basic? No, it's not.
It's so fucking basic. The fucking okay, I'm gonna shut up.
You should have. I told you not to.
I couldn't hold it in, goddammit.
I know, it was funny. Basic. It's not basic though.
It's fucking basic.
Just because of that, I'm going again. I'm going 2 in a row now.
Go for it.
Because we had epic Topanga asking Corey to marry her, which was
great
huge.
scene. I remember that episode fucking very vividly. Yeah,
it was a great one. I think I only have one more on my list. Wait, where's my face?
It's on your fucking head.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so the next one is the kind of the same thing. It's like it shows their graduation in the beginning, right? There's some graduation scenes, but then the whole premise of the movie is at the party afterwards.
Another fucking afterwards
which
party.
Is Can't Hardly Wait. It's the movie where they just graduated high school.
Yeah.
Everybody is so troped, right? We got the nerd. We got the hot chick. It's got every single high school trope in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It hits every single area of
Seth
high
Green
school.
is fucking excellent in this goddamn movie.
He's so great.
Yeah, would you love Seth Green?
I know. That's the only reason why I know this movie is because Seth Green was in it. My favorite part ever is when he meets the freaking angel stripper out of the payphones. Yeah. Because there's payphones.
Yeah.
And that's what she tells him, her whole emphasis of fate. And that's literally I have taken that with me on into my entire life, this angel stripper's words of wisdom. So thank you for that. And I'm, and Scott Baio is mentioned, and it's just a great movie.
It's a good movie.
It's so much fun. And it's that night though. It's the graduation scene, and it's funny because in the beginning they're all their things, right? She's hot chick, he's cool dude, he's got this, and then by the end of the party, everything has gone awry. Now the nerd and the jock are best friends, and now the two people who haven't talked, the two awkward kids who haven't talked to each other forever are hooking up in the bathroom. Like it's typical party situation, and then guess what? The next day, everything goes back to what it was. That's how it is though in real life.
I don't know if I've been to a party where that much conversation goes on.
Oh, really?
That point.
Oh, man.
You usually go, you drink, you hang out, and you fucking bail.
Oh, man. Yeah. I've been in parties where so much crazy stuff happens, and the next day everything's like, meh. It goes back to what it was.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember half the parties I went to, so yeah, sure.
You were too drunk then.
Maybe.
I remember almost every party I ever went to.
Yeah.
One time somebody backed into my car at a party, and they came and got me, and I was like, what the heck? I was like, what the heck? Like, why'd you hit my car? And they drove off, and then people took rocks and were like throwing at this car.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa. Like, so then I called the next day. I'm like, hey, is this the person who hit that car yesterday? They're like, yeah, click. And then they never answered again.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I guess I have a dent. Yeah, like, that's just what it is. But I also never had parties at my house because I'm not dumb. You don't have the party at your own house. I never had
parties at our house.
You never do that.
No, you just go to somebody else's house who's willing to have one at their house.
Exactly. If somebody else is willing to throw it, you go in.
No, we never had a...
Sometimes they would charge for parties in my area, and
we charged for a cup if we had big...
Did you charge girls?
You know, I don't think so.
I never got charged.
Yeah, I don't think so.
They were like, you're good.
Because it's mostly dudes that show up.
It's mostly dudes that show up.
You know, so the dudes
they were like...
And it's mostly dudes that are going to drink most of the beer.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so it was the fucking Boone's Strawberry Hill for the girls. Oh,
I wasn't drinking that. First it was Sparks, which killed me. That was horrible. Who knows what poison that was. And then just kind of like beer. I just ended up, beer was the easiest to drink.
Because it was always there.
It was always there. Yeah. It's light. It's refreshing. It's good. It's easy. I'd still drink a beer. I like beer.
I like beer. I've got a fridge full of it.
I didn't have any at my house this weekend. But then I wanted to drink, but then it wasn't like sunny, so it's hard to like.
It was fucking cold this weekend. It was some bullshit.
And I was like, I'm drinking tequila this weekend. It's been a long time. I want to party. It's a holiday weekend. I want to get down.
Yeah, we had a Memorial weekend that was actually cold for the first time in years.
It's never happened.
No,
we were always at the pool.
I felt like we were still in Seattle.
I was like, when did I move to the Pacific Northwest?
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's fucking cloudy as shit, and I want the sun out. It's hard to drink tequila when the sun's not out.
Yeah.
Did it? I waited till night, and then I took the first shot I took. I'm so out of practice. I was like, and it just went, and I'm standing there like,
see that shit. That's fucking hilarious.
I'm an idiot. I'm like, how many millions of shots have I taken, and how did I forget how to do it?
I forgot how to drink a shot. I just wanted to wear it on my face.
It went everywhere. I'm like, God. I said, I haven't even started drinking yet, and I'm already fucked up.
I just wanted to put it on my face.
I just went to the sink, and I was like, I was more mad that I wasted tequila.
I smell like a fucking booze hound.
It's expensive.
What the fuck?
I'm like, dang it. It's expensive and it's gone.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was funny. I tried. And then, you know, and that's the thing, too. You try to hang out with people. You're like, plan stuff like, hey, let's do this. And it's like, then it gets later and later. And it's like, oh, it's 9. Like, but man, if we were in high school, it's like 9 o'clock is when you're barely even starting.
Barely
you're still getting ready to go.
Yeah, I just got out of the shower.
You get there at 10 or 11, and then you go from there. It's like, now we're all old, and it's like, dang, it's past 7:30. Do you think they're still up?
Yeah, exactly. Do you think they're still there?
Do you think anyone's doing anything today?
Do you think they left already?
Maybe they're gone.
Yeah.
They could be in bed. It might have been a long week. This is how adult stuff happens.
Yeah, exactly. It's bullshit. I think we're gonna wrap it up there. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I did. It was a fucking whole lot of fun. These were great episodes.
Congratulations if you're graduating. Congratulations.
Oh, congratulations to everyone out there graduating elementary school, junior high, high school, college, a certificate program, whatever it is you're doing. Congratulations to you. Very proud of you. You're doing fucking great. For those of you that are not graduating, you're also doing fucking great because you're listening and watching this goddamn podcast.
I agree.
And we appreciate you.
Yes, 100%.
So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit like if you liked. And follow along by punching the shit out of that fucking subscribe button. Hit that little fucking bell.
Tell your friends, share.
Oh, please do. We're really trying to grow this channel. We need your guys' help in order to do that. We can't do this on our own.
Please.
And yeah, until next time.
That's it. We're all good.
Yep. See ya.
Peace. Bye.
That is good. It's recording. We're recording up there. I think it's blinkety blinking. That motherfucker is on. That motherfucker is on. All 3 cameras are on. The audio is on. You're here. I'm here. We're ready to fucking go. A little fucking crazy today. Hell yeah, let's go. Oh wait, I need my fucking tea. More caffeine.
Tea.
More caffeine.
I know. I just went pure energy drink because it's just easier. Okay. Have you played it yet? Do you like it? I don't have a Switch. I never played Zelda.
Not at all?
I know.
Never, never?
I watch other people and there's a flute and that fairy, but that was like Nintendo 64 days.
Oh yeah, that's back in the day.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, there's so many fucking Zelda games. A lot of them are really okay. In my opinion, people love them. People love the freaking old games.
You said they're really okay.
Yeah.